Welcome, all of our listeners. This is another exciting episode of the Wrestling Goons Radio Show. We are here bringing you a review of this past week's Raw show, and I am your host, Dan Tanner. And on our panel, we have Drew Nickens. What's going on, Drew?
What's up, Goons?
Been a while.
Yeah.
We have Mark Pitts. What's going on, Mark?
Not much.
And we have Anthony Hammett. What's up?
Chilling, man. Ready to get this thing rolling. We're going to knock it out the park tonight.
That's what's up. Alright, to get things started, we will talk about the opening segment of Monday Night Raw, which featured the Authority and Randy Orton, which basically was they wanted to know if he was with them or against them. And it was a pretty funny segment, if I may say. It was pretty predictable, but yet entertaining. Mark, what was your thoughts on the opening segment? Did you like it or not?
Non-PG Randy Orton is hilarious, and he should always stick with that if he's going to be face, considering his face promos are always horrible.
True. Drew, what's your thoughts?
I loved what he did to Mercury and Noble. You know, the short jokes of Noble, and then just looking at Mercury, you knew he just wanted to go in and he just moved on to Rollins, and I thought that was like really hilarious. So I enjoyed the segment. I'm used to really bad, as you said, really bad face promos from Orton, so it was kind of refreshing.
It really was. Everything that Randy said about, especially about Kane, about how he used to be the devil's favorite demon or something, and he just became this corporate guy, was just hilarious. Anthony, I know you're probably not a big fan of this whole storytelling. What's your thoughts?
Well, you hit the nail on the head, Dan. Everybody knows it's no secret that I feel like this has been the worst told story in probably 5 years that the WWE has told. I'm glad that they finally blew it to a head at the end of the show, so I don't have to have my intelligence insulted anymore that Randy Orton is with the Authority, but he's not with the Authority, what I knew he wasn't the whole time. As far as the promo goes, Orton delivered. He delivered a solid face tweener promo where he got a lot of insults. It feels like he's trying to be Austin 2.0. That's the feeling I get with the new Randy Orton. And that's okay by me. I'll see where it goes. But yeah, I hated it, so whatever.
So Anthony, are you a fan of heel Orton or face Orton?
I always loved heel Orton, but I don't want heel Orton as a middle-of-the-road faction guy. Like, if he's gonna have a group, he needs to be the leader of the group. Like, Randy Orton is a main eventer. He doesn't work under people.
What about you, Mark? Are you a fan of heel Orton or face Orton?
I'm more of a fan of tweener Orton, but I guess I'd rather have heel than face, but tweener above all else.
Hey, Drew, what about you?
I like heel Orton, and I like heel Orton when he's not taking orders from anyone, because heel Orton with no predictability is the best. That's why Legend Killer was so great. You didn't know who he was going to attack next. You didn't know who. When he was with Evolution, he was staggering to me.
Yeah.
They gave him the tools, but he needs to be his own person and not be anybody that's taking orders or even giving orders. He needs to be that one-man wrecking machine.
The last time I was interested in Randy Orton was when he broke up with Legacy. That was literally the last time that I felt like I had to not watch what Randy Orton was doing. Because ever since then, I could go to sleep watching Randy Orton.
Yeah, I'm a big heel Orton fan. Occasionally they have to probably use him, a few times during the face turn. But I have to say I'm very impressed with his, I guess, evolution through the years with the company because he was just this corny sort of weird guy in the beginning. Then he got up with Evolution, and then they groomed him, and then he became the Legend Killer and Legacy and the Viper and all that. I have to say I'm very impressed with him. So you guys didn't think the segment wasn't funny really too much, especially with Jamie Noble, how he just snapped off.
No.
That was hilarious.
Not like overall, like the segment delivered. I just think it's bad storytelling. So.
Gotcha. All right, well, we're going to move on to our first match of the night, which was between Daniel Bryan versus Bad News Barrett, with R-Truth back on commentary, which I think he was gold. Anthony, what's your thought about the match and R-Truth? Do you think he got a future in the announcing booth?
I don't think R-Truth needs to leave the announcer booth. We just need to fire Jerry Lawler. Fire Booker T, fire Jerry Lawler. Whoever we gotta fire every week to have R-Truth as the commentator on Raw and SmackDown, it would make all 3 hours watchable. You can give me a terrible match between Cameron and Eva Marie, and you can put R-Truth on commentary, and I would watch that match just to see what R-Truth was talking about. He is great. I think I said this the other day, and people thought I was weird for it, but I never thought I'd see the day when the most exciting thing in WrestleMania to me is going to see if R-Truth can overcome his fear of heights and climbing ladders. Because that is hilarious to me.
That had me dying. I was like, this dude's really scared.
He's terrified. And I like the fact how he could not grasp the concept that as long as he was holding the title, then he wouldn't have to climb a ladder. Like, in his mind, that made total sense. He was like, well, I got the belt, so I don't got to climb up there, so as long as I'm not gonna have... So now we know why he's had the title. Every time he steals it, he thinks as long as he has it, he's not going to have to climb the ladder.
Yeah, which makes sense. Hey, Mark, what's your thought on the match or R-Truth commentating?
The match was decent. I mean, it's a typical Daniel Bryan match. But yeah, R-Truth is hilarious. And him on SmackDown last week, army crawling across everybody, pulled up the title, then he army crawled back across, putting it in the potato sack, handing him off the fake one. And that man is hilarious. Like, honestly, he should get a major push from this, if nothing else.
Yeah, I think I said last week, I would not be upset if you won that ladder match, because I was never really a big R-Truth fan, but lately he's been hilarious, and I've noticed probably some good things about him. Hey, Drew, what's your thoughts on this match in R-Truth?
I really liked Daniel Bryan versus Bad News Barrett. They work together so much that they have a good chemistry. But R-Truth on commentary, I've been following R-Truth since he was on the Truth with when he was the Road Dogg and Tony in TNA. So he's always had that talent factor. I think he's going to be put into Santino's role. Everybody likes him. Everybody wants to get the big winner, but he doesn't. He's just that close away from getting it, and that's okay because he's dull. Him and Titus O'Neil and Michael Cole would be my dream team right now. And they're just so funny, and getting those two together is probably be like during the back porch watching a backyard wrestling. They're just goofing off, So I really enjoyed it. I really did. I enjoyed the match and I really enjoyed the commentary.
Hashtag fire Jerry King Lawler. Hashtag hire R-Truth.
You heard it right here. I called it.
But speaking of the ladder match, do you guys feel like Daniel Bryan will officially be in it? Because I don't think they have announced that he's going to really be in it. I mean, it looks like it's a tease though, but I don't know. Because pretty much they got everybody in it. Recently they announced...
spoilers to SmackDown?
Yeah, go ahead and give us the spoilers, Mark.
He's in the match. They announced it on SmackDown.
Okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
So Daniel Bryan
Okay.
is in. You heard it here on Wrestling News Radio. You don't even gotta watch SmackDown.
Yeah, I don't watch SmackDown.
Yes.
I haven't watched SmackDown religiously in like over 5 years, maybe 10.
Well, don't worry, I do, and that's why I'm here to bring it to you. So.
But I think I spoke on. Any last thoughts on this?
You know, I'm excited for the match. It's gonna be a great match. It's gonna be the best match of the night, like we keep saying over and over. I'm still anxious to see how many competitors are in it, but we'll get to that later when we talk about the new competitors that are in the match.
Yeah. Coming up on the next match was Ambrose versus Stardust. Apparently, the Goldust and Stardust feud is over because Stardust now has his eyes set on the Intercontinental title. Drew, did you enjoy this match between Ambrose and Stardust, and how do you feel about potentially the ending of the Dust Brother feud?
I don't like the Dust Brothers ending, but it makes sense. The fact that they need people that can work well ladders. And that's why you have all these guys are good with ladders, except for our troops. I think that's the beauty of this match. This is a Money in the Bank, but instead of the briefcase, you see an Intercontinental title. There's going to be a lot of good spots, so I like having Stardust in the match. I think that's why they ended with Dust Brothers feud. I think that these two, Stardust and Ambrose, should be in the main event picture. They are two great talkers, they're two great guys in the ring, great personas, really adapted to what WWE has really wanted them to be. And that's the beauty of, if you saw Dash and Cody Rhodes a couple of years ago, and then you told them he was going to be a Goldust reincarnation of some sorts, they'd be like, you gotta be joking. And that's the beauty of it, is he's adapted so well. And so that's why I enjoyed the match, because even my dad, who's been watching for so long, was like, he's really gotten into the Stardust character. So I enjoyed the match. And I enjoyed the riffraff afterwards, too.
Hashtag free Cody Rhodes. Anthony, your thoughts on this Dean Ambrose and Stardust and the potential ending of the Dust Brother feud?
Hashtag Stardust lives, because we are not bringing Cody Rhodes. Just stop it. He is doing fantastic at Stardust. As for the match, I don't think the feud is over. I think that Goldust is going to be one of the last final members to enter this IC match. He sent out a Twitter message last week teasing that he was a 3-time Intercontinental Champion. That leads me to believe that he's throwing his name in the picture. The match itself, it's just a filler match. It was just there to tell the IC story. I think I like about the show, and I don't know if you guys noticed this, they did it with the IC thing, and they did it with the Usos and the Naomi thing, how they use segments to start one match to the other by having all the pieces just come out and rotate. You know what I mean? Like they jump from one match to the other without a problem. And I thought that was pretty cool. I think they should do more of that.
Anthony, you mentioned that Stardust won 3 Intercontinental.
No, Goldust.
Huh?
Goldust.
Oh, okay, Goldust. Because I was going to say, did Stardust win it or did Cody Rhodes win it?
No, Goldust. And Stardust is going to win way more titles than Cody Rhodes ever thought about winning. So.
I doubt that.
Oh, it's not going anywhere, my friend. It's not going anywhere.
Alright, well, what's your thought on the Dean Ambrose and Stardust match and Stardust's future from here on out?
Stardust is amazing. But back to Cody Rhodes real quick. Wasn't it Cody Rhodes who brought back the white Intercontinental title? As Dashing? Just throwing that out there. He might actually retain his title and it might not bring out Cody Rhodes, and I hope it does not. To be honest with you, I'm just thinking that maybe they pull into that storyline sometime down the road. The match itself was great. I think Stardust and Dean Ambrose have some great chemistry. It, like Drew said, yeah, the future main event right there. That could easily be it. The Intercontinental title picture is up for grabs, and it's really actually helped the Intercontinental title. I think. I mean, like I said on this past Wrestling Goons with me and Anthony, it's been on multiple segments for weeks now, and hopefully they continue that throughout WrestleMania, even after WrestleMania, and make it actually people want to have the Intercontinental title and be a hot commodity, you know.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much everyone's or the top mid carders are going to be in it. It's like I've said before, it's like a glorified Money in the Bank match. But Anthony, let me ask you this: do you think that this match here would bring some sort of prestige to the title?
Yeah, I think like Mark just said a while ago, I think it already has. Like, I think just having it in so many segments and having so many people going after this one prize, it makes it that much more important. Now, my problem is going to be, what do you do whenever you don't have 10 or 11 people going for it? And I would guess that the same 10 or 11 people that are going to be in this little feud here are just going to take turns in one-on-one feuds fighting for the title. Like, that would be my assumption, that we're just going to get feuds for the next year with the people that are in this match. And I'm okay with that, because I don't hate anybody in this match at all. So, yeah, but yeah, to answer your question, they've definitely elevated the IC belt, because this time last year, it was one of the most irrelevant titles in wrestling history. So.
Yeah, it really was. It was just beautiful. Drew, what you think about this IC title? Do you think it'll bring some sort of prestige to the belt, or no?
I think we all hope it does. I really enjoy the IC title. I think the IC title is a very good grooming point for going to the upper card. And so, and no offense to you, Anthony, I hope it's not the same 6 guys for the next year fighting for the title in one-on-one feuds. I think this is a jumping point for someone, and then we're going to start seeing a lot of these NXT guys thrown into the mix for this Intercontinental title, and we're going to see a lot more people getting separated, like New Day and all these other little factions get separated, and they start going for that big time. It needs prestige. I just hope they don't ruin it with like a Sheamus return or something. That's my only, I said it. I'm sorry, but if Sheamus comes back and then gets thrown into that match or cost Daniel Bryan a match or something, then I'm really gonna be angry.
Yeah, I feel where you're coming from. Pretty much after that match, it was just a whole bunch of chaos and everyone beating the crap out of each other. Here's a question. What about Wade Barrett? Because he seems like the most irrelevant participant in this match. And it's like, he's the title holder, but it's like, he's so, like, irrelevant. Everyone else you're focused on. Anthony, what you think about that?
It almost feels like they're building him up as a babyface, because I want to feel sorry for him. Like, every week at the end of the segment, I feel sorry for Wade Barrett, because it's his title. And they're just playing with his title and stealing it like it's free property. And there's sometimes at the end where he just looks like a broken man. He just looks so broken. Then his title is gone yet again, right out from under his nose. I feel bad for him. I don't know, man. But you know what, though? They were burying him way before this. Like, the moment he got the title, I guarantee you his win-loss record is under 500. I guarantee it. He loses every time he's on TV.
Yeah, he's been pretty pitiful. It's like hey, this is my belt here. All you guys are stealing it. I'm the champion. You guys should be fearing me. And it just looks like a lonely man out there who's just cast off to the side. And it's like, we really are not getting a champion defending his title. We're just getting one big old battle royal where everyone's grabbing for the title and everyone doesn't care about Bad News Barry. Mark, what you think about Bad News Barry?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Anthony, and it kind of reminds me of the way Damien was treated with whenever he won Money in the Bank, and Cody like threw it off and whatnot. And I think that they could build up Barrett as a pretty good baby face, especially after this and after he loses the Intercontinental title. I think that they could easily build him up as a baby face.
Yeah, I think it's about time for him to be a baby face, but I don't know how that would work because it's been a while since he's been doing the Bad News gimmick. You know.
I have
Maybe
noticed
I'm
that. Like,
Yeah,
I don't like that at
that's
all.
what really got him over.
Yeah. So it'd be kind of like cool to see him as a face, but I don't know. You know, I think he should still keep the Bad News gimmick going. What about you, Drew?
I think he could be a perfect little face gimmick, because you get a heel batting off like a Seth Rollins, or someone can play like Big Show, and Wade Barrett comes out and says, "I'm afraid I got some bad news," and kicks the shit out of them, and then they all go with their tail tucked between their legs. So it makes sense. I feel like this is Barrett's last chance to get up in that upper echelon. And another thing that Anthony said, I've been watching, and me and my dad have been watching. Name me another guy that has an over 500 record other than Cena and Reigns since January. And I think you'd be surprised. I don't think there's a lot of people with an over 500 record. They kind of keep everyone even keel, except for Rusev, who's the man.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar, he has one, win. So he's like
one win, one attempt.
Right. All right, we're gonna move on to the next segment. Warning: you may want to go and get your Kleenex because actually, it was revealed Monday that the Warrior Award recipient would be Connor the Crusher. I'm pretty sure everyone is familiar with his story. Mark, what do you think about Connor's getting this recipient award?
For as much as pretty much publicity as WWE gets in the negative a lot of times from outside sources, what they did for that little boy was pretty tear-jerking. And if you watched behind the scenes WrestleMania, and they went all out for that little kid, and it was pretty cool to watch. And yeah, it was a really Kleenex tear-jerker type moment. And I'm glad that they actually used what the Warrior said in his speech and actually made an award for people outside of the wrestlers that have had an impact on the WWE outside of just wrestling. Thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was. Drew, your thoughts?
I love Connor the Crusher's story. I think anyone here that says that this isn't the highlight other than Savage. Savage is the highlight. Connor is the second. And I think it's good that they're doing this, as it shows the compassion that WWE has for the children. And Connor, we've all watched the videos, we've all seen Stop Being Crazy, AJ. And you could see, like, when Daniel Bryan came out and he talked to Connor's dad, like, that moment, you could tell that little kid had such an impact on the whole roster. I mean, Ryback's Twitter even had something about Connor a long time ago. And Ryback's Twitter is nothing but but goofiness. But that was a very serious moment. So I'm glad that they're doing this for the Hall of Fame, and hopefully they keep it going every year with a great story or acknowledging non-wrestlers like they're doing. I'm really glad about that.
Yeah. Anthony, you glad about this award being given to Connor?
Yeah, I think it had to be heartless not to appreciate this, so I don't really. Yeah, there's really nothing negative you can say about it.
Yeah, this right here was like, I mean, like I said, I mentioned it before, like, I didn't expect it to be this kind of award, though. I thought it might be something else, though, but, how can you not give this kid something,
Well, what were you expecting the Warrior Award to be exactly?
Actually, I thought he was talking about more so the guys that were, I don't know, production or the talent agents or some of the writers or somebody that we don't see that, actually put the matches together or whatnot. But I'm okay with this, though. I really am okay with this.
So you
I
would
think
want?
next year it has to be the music composer guy. I forget his name.
Tim Johnson. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like, that's the reason why you couldn't give an award every single year to people like that, because it's the same people over and over. Like, when you talk about booking matches, when you go to J&J Security, they book all the matches. You go to the music guy, that's Jim Johnson. You go to the producer guy, that's Kevin Dunn. Like,
what about other people that has book matches or put together something over the years?
Over the years, maybe.
May not be with the company now.
Well, then they'll go in the Hall of Fame. Like, that's their spot in the Hall of Fame.
I suppose.
Just my thought. I don't think it would. I think it's better off as an inspirational award rather than a behind-the-scenes award. I think.
Yeah, because I mean, like, you're gonna go to like what, Pat Patterson?
Right. Yeah.
He's already probably gonna be in the Hall of Fame. Briscoe, he's already gonna be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, you got all these guys, and like Dustin Rhodes, he does all the behind-the-scenes stuff too.
Yeah, I think we're under
they're already going to be in the Hall of Fame for wrestling.
I think we're under the conception that there's like been 500 billion match bookers, and there really hasn't. There's only been, a certain amount of handful of people that book matches.
Okay, well, what about guys like a William Regal, who probably is not the most accomplished guy, but he works with some of the guys in the back or some of the trainers down in NXT.
William Regal should be in the Hall of Fame already. Absolutely.
William Regal and like Finley and all those guys, they should be in the Hall of Fame based on their credentials, not just in the WWE, but outside the WWE, because they've been wrestling since the 70s. But like what I was saying was get like Larry Zbyszko, Paul Heyman, these managers that have made an impact in the ring or on the outside, but also in the back.
Well, Larry's going in. Larry's in this class.
Larry Zbyszko?
Yeah, he's in this class, going in this year.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh man, Zbyszko's going to the Hall of Fame this year?
Huh?
Zbyszko's going to the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, Larry Zbyszko is going to the Hall of Fame this year.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have so many good guys like that, or like Vern Gagne. I don't know if Vern's not in the Hall of Fame, is he?
Yeah, I think Greg inducted Vern, yeah. Greg or Vern won, one of them thing. But if Vern's not in, it's simply because of his beef that he had with Vince McMahon until the day he died. So, I mean...
Yeah, you got Buddy, what's his name? I mean, you have a lot of wrestlers that are accomplished that did a lot for the sport that nobody may know about in the WWE. So you can't give him a Hall of Fame spot, but give him the Warrior Award. And you could also make it an inspirational award, like Zach Gallen. I'm sorry, but Zach Gallen is someone that should be getting the Warrior Award. As much as we made fun of him for what he did, he was a very courageous person, and he still wrestles today. Zach Gallen is someone I think that should be considered for the Warrior Award because of his hard work and dedication.
Yeah. Well, we could go on all night about who actually can go into the Hall of Fame or shouldn't go or should. We should get this award though. But moving on to the next. Next we have the Paul Heyman promo. Well, we're not going to start with this next because I know we're going to talk heavily about this. So we'll say this a little bit later on the show. Next we have Kane and Big Show versus Ryback and Rollins, which was, it was what it was, but I enjoyed the more so of Stephanie coming out and just ripping them apart in her classic heel McMahon. Anthony, what you think about this?
Again, a fitting ending to very, very bad storytelling. Like, I don't know how long now we've been waiting on the Kane Big Show fallout, but then she did the crowd both a favor by firing them both, which, we've been saying to please retire at them both for weeks now. So she took care of that for us and just fired them, so they're not even going to be around anymore.
Yeah. I want Kane to come back as the monster that he is, not this corporate Kane. And Big Show, he can just stand in the appointment line for all I care. Mark, what you think about Big Show and Kane and Stephanie?
So the Big Show knocks out Kane again? Like, for real? Like, you have that man knock him out not once, and then they get back together. But now this is the second time that they have the same. He hits him with a KO. So that's just retarded on my part. But Stephanie made up for it, so it's okay. I love heel Stephanie. I'm hoping that Kane comes back as the monster Kane. Like, if she could hand him back his mask and be like, I'm tired of you being corporate Kane, that would make me just so happy.
Y'all realize that the last time we saw Evil Kane, that he was breaking Daniel Bryan's neck and putting him out of action for 10 months? I don't want to see that anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe not beating up Daniel Bryan, but how about, like, at least beating up somebody else?
The last time we had Evil Kane, he was still in a car that Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella were in the back of, trying to drive it off like it was a movie scene. It was terrible. I do not want to see Kane again. Anything with Kane, they can just, not put it on TV and I'll be happy. I'll be good.
Yeah, Kane is great. I think Kane is great. Big Show, like I said, he can go. Drew, were you a fan of this match, and are you a fan of heel Stephanie?
Okay, first of all, this match was another Big Show Kane tag team match where no one cares about those two anymore.
Pretty
It's
much.
time to clear out some space to let some of the newer guys get some shine. But Stephanie, she ain't a 2 pieces of a biscuit. She is 4 pieces of a biscuit. Ooh, woo. Every time she walks out, I'm just like, awooga. Macho Man, you love me.
Whoa, Macho Man stuff. Oh, man.
You know what I mean? Like, rest in peace to Macho Man. But, it's just, she's great on the screen. I think I would love to have her on the announcement. Just so she can be there all the time. But that's just me. But I enjoy heel Stephanie. She's one of the best heels we've had in the last couple of years because she knows when to turn it on and when to turn it off. And she has little small jokes that can egg the crowd on and get them moving in a second. And that's the beauty of it. And her yes it's just as effective as Daniel Bryan's yes. When she does yes, something clicks with the crowd. They'll either yes louder than she does, or they'll boo her out the damn building. And that's the beauty of Stephanie.
You know what? As good as Stephanie
Yeah,
is at being a heel,
Go ahead, Anthony.
as good as she wasn't being a heel, even they couldn't connect the dots with the Randy Orton Seth Rollins thing. Even she couldn't save that to make it make sense. Like, she made the Kane Big Show thing come together by firing them and blah, blah, blah. The only thing that saved that Randy Orton thing was RKO and Seth Rollins doing an announcer's table. That was it.
Yeah.
But Stephanie set that up by making the Big Show and Kane leave the arena.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if they were still there, then they could have interfered in the whole thing and helped out Seth.
You know what, though? That would have been even more smarter to have them there, because Randy Orton should have been passing out RKOs like it was free on Sundays. Everybody should have just been catching them. He should have RKO'd the cameraman. Just everybody. Everybody catching RKO.
RKO'd Lillian.
Yeah, really, drop her. Drop her right in the front row.
Well, let me ask this. Do you guys think the authority is just going to, like, be done away with because there's so much dysfunction going on?
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah, I think that the whole match with Triple H and Sting at WrestleMania is going to be for the authority, which is the whole reason they brought them back. Like, they brought them back for the Sting story. That was it.
I mean, but if that's the case, though, why not just make it like, hey, if you beat me, you can have control of WWE or whatever, or you'll never see me again. They just made it into just basically, let me put the last nail in the coffin of WCW. Even though Sting is representing as the guy who's trying to undo all the wrong, but they're just not selling that story the way that it should be.
I got a side question for you, Dan. I gotta bring this up. It's a little out of format. I've noticed that anytime we talk about this as a subject matter, you're really bothered by the fact that WCW buries WCW. I mean, WWF buries WCW. And any opportunity. Why does this bother you so bad when you know that they were competition?
Because, it's just, it's no secret. I'm a WCW fanboy, okay? I still feel like there's some sort of hope, maybe just a little hope, that some rich guy, I don't care who it is, may say, hey, man, I don't want your company. I just want the WCW libraries and all that stuff and ownership and stuff. And then he might reinvent WCW all over again. Then we get to see WCW. Even though it might, it's not going to be the same WCW because all the good wrestlers back then are old. But it's okay.
Yeah, they were old in 95.
Say what?
No, they were old in 95. How are you going to rebrand WCW now? It would be everybody new.
Just turn ROE.
Just let me feel like I'm 13 or 14 all over again. That's all.
Then you'll have Hulk Hogan on like dialysis, walking out to the ring, and I mean, no.
Okay, maybe for one night only. I mean, if they can try to quote unquote rebrand ECW, why not try to rebrand WCW?
I can see it now. WCW One Night Stand. Eric Bischoff running it. They would do it at like Panama City Beach, Florida. Oh my God, that'd be terrible.
Or they could have it WCW special Clash of the Champions one last time. And if you got to, you can include Ricky Dragon's team.
No. World War III.
Wait a minute.
There you have it.
Dan, first off, let me answer your question. You would have to include Ricky the Dragon Steamboat because he's one of only 3 people that can actually still wrestle from WCW.
Oh, you said I could have Sting as your top guy. Maybe.
Do you
Can Lex Luger still wrestle?
Do you honestly believe in your heart of hearts that in 2015 that Sting could wrestle a better match than Ricky the Dragon Steamboat?
In my honest heart.
Yes.
And I hate Ricky Dragon Steamboat. I believe that without bias.
But the thing is, did you watch Sting vs. EC3?
Yeah, exactly. Did you watch it?
Did I watch it?
Good match.
It was okay. EC3 was a great worker.
He is.
I mean, all right. And against Bully Ray, he took a pile driver on a ring that had no imprint. And I was like, okay, that's crazy. I can't believe that Sting would take that stunt. But other than that, you will not get me to name a match where I was like, you know what, I really enjoyed that Sting match. No. No, I haven't.
Sting vs. Jeff Hardy.
Huh?
Yeah. Sting vs. Jeff Hardy.
Oh, yeah. Lovely. A bunch of people throwing their bodies at each other. That's great.
I can imagine Triple H like truly trying to bury Sting by saying, "Hey, Sting, you want some more matches or you want some more appearances? We'll pay you though, but you just gotta show up at Surfer Sting now."
I feel like Sting.
They just make him into a big old gimmick.
I feel like Sting's just taking a paycheck now. To be honest with you, even when he's there, it just feels like he's there to be there. Like I don't. It's almost like he's Where's Waldo. When I'm looking at all this roster and there's Where's Waldo in the room and it's Sting standing out.
But okay, can we get on to the Sting voice since we're talking about Sting?
Yeah.
We might as well, yeah. Drew, go ahead.
So what the hell is that voice that was supposedly Sting? What was going on with that? It sounded more like the guy from State Farm. Or Allstate.
Painter Serrano.
Like, it's Sting.
I think they were trying to go back into 1989 or something and channel the Black Scorpion.
Yeah.
And they just did a horrible job, which pissed me off because they were insulting my intelligence. You know, I don't want to talk more about this. You guys, Anthony, what's your thought? Because everyone should know that I'm a big Sting fan, and I don't like what they're doing with him.
Well, now you know how I feel about having my intelligence insulted with the Randy Orton story. Because that's kind of how you feel about Sting. But, yeah, I'm with you. I don't, my biggest problem as far as insulting my intelligence is afterwards when they cut back to JBL and Booker T and Michael Cole, they talk to us like it was just Sting talking. They were like, you hear it right there, folks, the words of Sting. No, those were not the words of Sting. That was not Sting talking. So, no, I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. Just like I'm not buying this crappy-ass feud. I think it's so stupid. Oh, my God. You know what? Now I'm upset, too, and I don't even like Sting. Mark, what do you think? Because I'm not even going into this.
I just thought that it was pointless to pretty much mess with the voice that much. Like, honestly, like, we all know what Sting sounds like. If you really want to overdub something that much, then why even say anything about it? Just play it. Like, I think it's unnecessary editing, to be honest. The rest of the Sting stuff is actually, I haven't actually minded that much. I knew that it was going to be some cryptic promos and a whole bunch of crows and whatnot, but yeah, this kind of took it overboard.
Way overboard. Like, I don't even know. I don't know. It's ridiculous. You guys have any more thoughts about this Sting situation?
Nope.
Alright, moving on. Guys, I have a question for you. Is Sheamus ever coming back? Because they keep promoting him every week that he's returning. And personally, I did care at first, and now I just don't care. So is he going to return before Mania, at Mania, after Mania, next year, someday?
Every night when I go to bed, I thank God that I have a roof over my head. I thank God that I have my mom and my family. And I thank God for my dogs that are outside. And then I end the night by praying that Sheamus does not come back every single week. Every week. That is the last thought I have when I go to bed. And it's the first thought when I wake up. And God, I hope Sheamus does come back tonight. And I'm going to be so sad when he finally does come back. Because you know what, how they say, like, you can, like in the old territory days, they would have a guy go away for like 5 months. And then he would come back and he would get the loudest pop ever because the crowd had time to miss him. I don't miss Sheamus at all. Like, I haven't taken this time for granted. Like, I've absorbed every second of Sheamus not being there and enjoying the hell out of it. So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to Sheamus coming back at all.
These returning promos have been a bit overkill. It's like, he's returning.
He's been returning for 9 weeks now. 9 weeks.
Like, at least, like, say he's returning like 3 weeks before he's going to actually show up. At least that's what I think.
I believe they started at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, man.
Mark,
Hey,
are you looking forward to Sheamus returning?
No,
Not at all.
not at all. I really haven't missed Sheamus, like, at all. And I swear, if they put him in the Intercontinental title match, like Drew said earlier, I might just, like, storm out of that match for, like, 5.5 seconds and then come back and watch it. But, hopefully he gets entered into the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. That's what I'm hoping happens.
And has a career-ending injury.
Yeah, maybe he like twists his foot before he ever walks out on stage or something. I don't know. Like maybe Mark Henry like world's strongest slams him into the pavement. I haven't really missed him at all.
You do realize, like, if he enters into the Andre Giant Battle Royal, he's going to more than likely win it. And then the next day, he's going to become a Paul Heyman guy and then just kill all his momentum and push. Like,
I'd rather him be part of the Authority, to be honest. And I think, like, he's going to get booed whenever he comes back. And I think the WWE is going to be like, oh my, why is he getting booed? We don't know how to get him over.
Dan, I think you went wrong when you said the word Sheamus and momentum. Those are 2 words that don't go together. So.
Drew, what's your thought?
okay, Sheamus is the second best redhead on the roster. Because the first best redhead is his brother. Let's get that clear.
Thank goodness you didn't say Eva Marie.
Yeah, I was about to
He's
say.
still over Sheamus.
Yeah, exactly. I would take Eva Marie. She's number 2.
Wow.
If he is number
Yep,
2,
Eva Marie's
you
number
heard
2.
it here, folks, at the Wrestling Goons. But, no, he's just so stale and boring as hell. I don't know why they keep pushing this. He does not sell merchandise. I mean, oh my goodness, he's terrible. Get somebody else.
Kids love him, though.
Is he over in Ireland? Like, do they make a lot of money off them drunk Irish people? Like, I don't know. Like, I know they can't hear.
Devil take all his merchandise sales.
Do you really think the kids love him, Dan? Like, do you think the kids?
I mean, every time when I see a commercial about the anti-bullying Make-A-Wish Foundation, it seems like the kids interact with him quite well. You know, he may not be a sort of John Cena sort of kid fan favorite, but it seems like the kids like him. I mean, I don't particularly care for Sheamus though, but man, you guys really hate this guy.
No, I cannot stand Sheamus. Sheamus is on Great Khali level to me, so that says it all right there.
All right, before we move on, let me get
Sheamus has
everybody.
not been relevant since he had a pipe and he had a feud with Triple H.
Oh, yeah.
The last time I liked Sheamus, he threw John Cena through a table. That was the last time I liked Sheamus.
Last
I
time
like
I
him
liked
fighting
Sheamus when he got beat up by Batista on FCW.
Dang, okay. Alright.
All right, before we move on, let me just ask this: is Sheamus coming back, heel or face? Anthony, what you think?
Then he's gonna come back face and turn heel quickly.
Mark,
I think he's gonna come back heel, honestly.
Drew.
Heel.
Alrighty. Everybody thinks he's gonna come back as a heel. I'm just guessing that he's gonna come back someday, eventually.
And I'm hoping not every night. Go ahead.
Alright, next we got a backstage segment of pretty much a recap of the Miss Niagara commercial, which is still hilarious. Backstage, we see Wiz Khalifa and Miz, and we are introduced to Damien Wizdow. Drew, your reaction to Damien Wizdow?
Damien Wizdow was gold. He had he had dreads, he had a hat. Like, I love Wizdow. I think Wizdow was one of the most creative things that creative has done with Damien's in. Now, since the LeBron James, I think it was great. He was over with the fans. So the fans can boo Wiz Khalifa because Wiz Khalifa was cool with Damien Wizdow. I think it was smart the way they did that. And I think he was just fucking gold. I loved it.
Yeah. Mark, your reaction to Wizdow?
So Wizdow came out spitting bars. I was impressed with him at first. He kind of slipped off in the middle of it, and I was like, oh man, you went white again. And then he caught it out with the end. The last segment, that was pretty hilarious.
Yeah, it was. Anthony.
You know what? I love Damien Sandow, so he can't do any wrong by me. But this West Khalifa crap, I'm not even gonna touch it, man. We're just gonna go on. We're just gonna move on. There ain't enough time in the day for me to crap on this segment. So.
Wow. So I think no one was a fan of the Wiz Khalifa performance.
Yeah, did anybody enjoy this concert and the wrestling dudes? Please speak up now if you enjoyed this concert.
I wanted John Cena to come out and spit his verse with that Wiz Khalifa song on 2015.
You know what? That would have been how John Cena got me over. Like, if he came out to rap with him and then gave him an AA to end it, I was like, oh my god, John Cena is the man. Holy crap.
That was 10 minutes of wasted time that I could have seen Divas wrestling or somebody wrestling.
Or Stephanie McMahon just standing there talking.
You know what I did?
Stephanie could have been booty dancing for all I cared during that segment.
I left the room, so I don't even know how bad it was. I didn't even stick around for it.
8 minutes of torture.
Thank you. I'm glad.
I mean, I don't think it was that bad. It was better than I expected, but I'm getting tired of the crazy live performances by some of these artists. But man, I guess I'm not sure if the crowd was really into it. But I guess, I mean, at least it wasn't Georgia, Florida State line, whatever you call that group.
I would rather have that than Wiz Khalifa.
Oh God, no, that is a horrible.
That's terrible, man. Oh,
no, I'm not going to disrespect Wiz like that.
Can we just save all the concerts to after the night is over with?
Yeah.
Can we actually put on wrestling entertainment during the match or during the Raw?
Don't
save the concert to last.
Don't have a concert unless it's leading into a segment. Seriously, don't just have it there on the show.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Backstage, there's an interview with the Bella Twist, I guess, promoting the Flintstones crap. Anybody got any thoughts on this? Because I sure don't.
Nope.
Moving on.
Sexy in those outfits, though.
Man, Nikki is looking sexy every week.
I wasn't even paying attention to them. But next is the match between AJ Lee and Summer Rae. And did you guys think, I know this was a big issue in the Wrestling Goons, did you guys feel that AJ was a bit rusty?
Yeah, I don't understand, I read that criticism too, but first off, wrestling tuners out there that are criticizing this match, she's wrestling Cameron, okay? That's like wrestling a broom or a ladder. So, of course she's wrestling. You would have to be on your A+ game to have a good match with Cameron. She can't even get a match on NXT.
Summer Rae.
Huh?
Summer Rae, yeah.
Summer Rae, even worse. Summer Rae's even more garbage.
disagree.
So you think Summer Rae is a good
everyone
wrestler?
is diva, like I said, there's only 4 great divas that are good in the ring. Everyone else is just garbage, in my opinion. I'm pretty sure they were good in NXT, but they're just not that great in the ring. Mark, your thoughts on AJ and Summer Rae?
Pretty much. I mean, like, running the ropes or being rusty, I don't think it was really she was rusty. I think it's more of the fact that she just had to listen to a 10-minute concert and she's going to be given a 4-minute match.
Amen.
And she's pretty much like, why am I going to go full speed? Why am I going to put out my all into this if you're just going to crap on me week in and week out? Like, we ran Twitter for 3.5 days, almost 4 days, as the #1 trend in the world. Why are you going to crap on me again with another 4-minute segment when some rapper from Pittsburgh that these people have seen probably do a concert there 100 million times gets a 10-minute segment? Makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah. Drew, your thoughts on AJ and Summer Rae, and did you feel like she was a bit rusty?
I feel like AJ, it's going to take time for anybody to get gone for a little while. That's okay. But I really enjoyed the match. To me, just because I like Summer Rae. I think Summer Rae is actually pretty decent in the ring, and I like her legs. She's better than Cameron. She's better than Naomi to me. But that's another subject. I don't want to get on that because I know y'all love Naomi. Even my dad said her finishing move is garbage. But Summer Rae is a talented person. And I think this is the last straw. I think this is gonna be AJ's last run for the next 6 months, and then she's kaput because they got a lot of deep talent down there. And NXT, this is probably gonna get called up, and you're gonna see a whole new wave of divas. So be prepared.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Charlotte and Sasha Banks being brought up. That's about it.
Really?
Don't be. Did you see what they did to Emma? Nah, don't be happy for them getting called up.
What happened?
What do you mean what happened?
Any of the
What?
Paige versus Emma matches and the power bombs, and then what she got turned into when she came up to Raw. Don't be happy.
Yeah, you know, like, the Emma is a prime example of what happens when you get caught up without a role. Like, you're
Or
destined
even
for...
Summer Rae. Summer Rae was good in the BFFs.
Summer Rae was good as Fandango's girl, and then they took her away, and then she was irrelevant.
You know what? The only diva that's going to succeed in the battle royal will be Bayley, because Bayley will be a fan favorite, and they better keep the wacky, inflatable arm things with her, and she'll be a fan favorite. I love my girl. That's my wife.
You know, this
She'll
is
be
gonna...
buried in the back of the van, but it's okay.
This is gonna sound really sexist, but I don't have a problem. I want to know what happened with valets. Like, I know that these women are proud of their in-ring work, and they should be. But being a valet, there's nothing wrong with it. It's an actual important character that wrestling has got away from. Like, you never see a valet anymore that actually does the dirty work on the outside of the ring. Like, you don't see it.
I would say Naomi and Natalia are probably the closest thing we got.
Yeah, I would too. I'd say they're valets. Yeah, they are.
Alright, so before we move on to the next thing, as you guys may know, that AJ and Paige will be at WrestleMania. That tag team match against the Bella Twins. Anyone looking forward to that, or do they feel like it's pretty much a waste of time?
Waste of time.
We all need bathroom breaks, so it's not a waste of time.
Yep.
They should just put this on the
Pre-show.
pre-show.
Yeah.
Sorry, you might say I'm sexist. Oh well.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, we probably have like 2 women that's listening to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the women. Don't worry about you.
I do.
Appreciate
Sorry.
you.
I may have to edit that out. Anyway,
I said the women that are watching this show, they care about the men we're talking about. They don't care about the Divas division.
Yeah.
Alright.
True.
So, guys, what do you guys feel about this tag team division that's featuring Usos and the Brass Rings, as we call it, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro? Do you guys feel like I feel like the Usos are getting a little bit too much TV time, in my opinion. I get tired of them. I don't think they suck, but they just too much exposure. Personally, in my opinion, I feel like the primetime player should be in that spot. But who knows? Drew, Anthony.
Is the Ascension, like, are they dead? Like, do they just not matter anymore or something? Because
They should.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, but like you said about the Usos, like, how many times can one team get a tag title shot? Like, I've seen Uso versus the Brass Ring Club almost as many times as I've seen Swagger and Rusev, and God knows I don't think I can see a match more than that one. So, yeah, I'm so sick of the Usos. Like, I'm hoping that they're very close to a breakup, because once they finally break up, maybe I'll be able to tell them apart, because I still can't. I still don't. You could put Naomi kissing on both of them one week after another, and I would not know. I'd be like, oh, I don't know who Jimmy and who Jay is. I don't have a clue.
You know what, Anthony, is so funny? The thing is, you take their paint off, couldn't tell who they are. But the crazy thing is, if you take their paint off and put them next to Roman Reigns, the only way I would tell who they are is by Roman Reigns' height. That's kind of crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, that's another story. Mark, your thoughts on Usos overexposure and the Brass Ring Club?
Okay, so the Usos, like Anthony said, I'm just kind of tired of them getting the shot just because they're the Usos, I guess. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, I'm glad the Los Matadores was on the television and all that, and I guess hopefully they'll pull up some more tag teams so that we can get some kind of diversity in there. But Brass Ring Club, I'm glad that they have the belts. I hope they keep them for a while. It's two great, talented people. And them with Natalia. Natalia's just so sexy, especially in her little heel outfit.
Oh, yeah. Drew, your thoughts before we move on?
I really enjoy Brass Ring Club. We're having to pick or getting good titles. I have never really been a fan of the Usos. You know, they're always a great opening match team. I think they need to kick back a little bit. I really hope they don't win the titles at WrestleMania if they're running. And for the tag team division, they just need one more tag team. And bottom of them, the realest guys in the room. How you doing?
Exactly.
One more tag team you brought up. My boy and Joe Cavs are the most charismatic tag team to come in a while. They will not have a better like the Ascension. They can only hire just give Enzo and have somebody that come out and they gonna rock the house. And that beard is epic beard. I don't know why you question it. So that's all for me.
Yeah.
I still wanted to put Dean Ambrose and Luke Harper.
What was that, Anthony?
I still wanted to put Dean Ambrose and Luke Harper together, seeing how they wear the same outfit. So. I mean, they're both lunatics and they wear the same clothing, so they'd be a perfect match.
Yeah. Moving on, I think we have Natalia and Naomi. Oh, you know what? I think I kind of did that wrong. It was the Usos versus Los Matadores, and it was New Day versus
Brass Ring.
Yeah,
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
But no one cared for New Day, right?
yeah, that was that weird segment where they rotated like 3 matches into one, like back to back to back.
Yeah, that was kind of confusing. But does anyone care about New Day?
No, nobody does. We're good.
Great, because I
They're
certainly don't.
great in the ring. Like, charisma-wise and all that stuff, I mean, they pretty much are horrible at. But as far as in-ring goes, I like them.
They got a good move
They got some good move sets. They got some great tag team moves. They're pretty good in ring. They just need Xavier
looks
Woods
like
to be
they're
able
having
to talk, and they need to stop being superheroes.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. They kind of suck though, but we'll see what happens with them. No one's a fan of the Lost Matadors, are they?
Apparently Mark was glad that they were back on TV. I don't. I could care less if they went back to Mexico and never came back and took that stupid little bull with them. I'm good.
Oh no, I was just glad that they were on TV, just so that there was more than just the Usos and the Brass Ring Club as a tag team on television.
Well,
like,
I mean,
some diversity.
I
I can't stand Epico and Primo, and their whole fake accents are like a disgrace, and it really is like insulting.
yeah, I don't know if I'm going to consider Los Matadores like rejuvenating the tag division. I'm not going to get excited with their part of it. So.
Ole!
Drew, you a fan of Lost Matadors?
No.
Great. All right, we're gonna move on to the highlights of the night. The Paul Heyman promo. This was some storytelling here. This was beyond gold. This was when he steps into the ring, you put the babies to bed, you pull up a chair, and you listen to everything that comes out of his mouth. I mean, this guy told a story like no other about how Roman Reigns was, well, he comes from a generation once removed from cannibals. Pretty much a horrible upbringing because pretty much he had to beat up a bar full of football players so he couldn't come home, so his father said. And it was just incredible. And also he mentioned that there could have been a possible Montreal screw job. Anthony, I'm going to start with you. What do you think about this promo and everything that went along with it, the whole great storytelling?
This is the exact opposite of Seth Rollins and Randy Orton. How where nothing makes sense, this one everything makes sense. He connects every small dot to where you can't not have it connect with something. It all adds up. Now, I felt like he went over the top with a few things, like maybe, I don't know, the cannibalism line, talking about Samoans. That's a little extreme.
Yeah, but
But besides that, yeah, the promo delivered. I think that they're swerving us. Like, I absolutely don't think that there's any talk of a screw job. I think that there is no talk of Brock leaving with the title and unifying it with the UFC title. That's all strictly to laugh at the IWC and to keep us talking like we're doing right now in this podcast.
it was incredible, I thought. Mark, your thoughts on the Paul Heyman golden promo?
Paul Heyman's amazing, and he can make you believe or think whatever it is that Paul Heyman wants you to think. But honestly, I think that even though he might not go to UFC to quote-unquote unify the titles, I think that Brock Lesnar is still walking out of WrestleMania as the WWE champ. And I don't think that we'll see him until SummerSlam. I've been saying this for a while. I don't think that you'll see Brock Lesnar until probably SummerSlam of next year. But he's walking out with that title.
You know, the thing is that I don't believe that Brock Lesnar is going anywhere, but I feel like he's going to lose the title. But how Paul Heyman sells this match, it makes you not want to see Brock Lesnar lose. Drew, you get that same feeling, and what are your thoughts on this promo?
Yeah, I got that same feeling as you. I don't want to see Brock lose. I think it was Paul Heyman is the greatest manager of all time. Paul Heyman is
He's an advocate.
An advocate. He is the best talker you've ever seen in our generation. I think he's something special. I think what he did is put the match on his back. He is not letting Roman talk and control. He's not letting Brock screw anything up. He is making everyone want to see this match because everyone wants to see what happens. They don't want to see two brutes in the ring. They want to see the effect that this match is going to have. When he called Seth Rollins a second-rate champion, I was amazed. I was like, wow. When he came in and he did that little stuff at Kevin Dunn, that pansy in the back that's always around with the cameras, I thought that was a shot at Kevin Dunn. My dad is not a big wrestling fan. He watches it with me. But when Paul Heyman just started to speak, he was on his phone. He dropped his phone down and he said, "I gotta watch this. Holy shit! This is the best thing I've ever seen." Paul Heyman did his job, and he's doing more than his job by making us wonder what's going to happen. No one wants to see this match for the wrestling. They want to see what happens. The story unfolds. And that's what Paul Heyman is doing. He's making us want to see the story and how it unfolds. He is, to me, this promo puts him above Bobby the Brain Heyman as a manager. This puts him as the best advocate or manager or whatever you want to call him ever. Because he is literally carrying the main event of WrestleMania.
Alright, so before we move on, does anyone believe that there's going to be some kind of screw job?
No.
No?
I
No
think
one
it's going to
believes?
be a catfish.
Because if there's a screw job, he did say that no one's going to be left alive. He's going to kill whoever tries to screw them up.
Yeah, I think that's strictly just to get network buys, like just to get people interested in the match.
Yeah. So,
I think that they'll do something kind of like a mock screw job, kind of like they did with Cena
Yeah.
and Punk. But I don't think that it's actually quote unquote going to be a screw job. I just think that they'll kind of try to play it up as one.
well, they're doing a great job doing this, though. So, before we move on, Anthony, does Brock Lesnar leave WrestleMania with the title or no?
No.
Drew?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Wow.
Alright. Moving on, next segment, pretty much after that golden promo, we see Bray Wyatt give his little video piece, which pretty much I felt like, I didn't care what he was saying because I had to process that gold promo. But later on in the night, we see Bray Wyatt coming out to the ring with the urn where the Undertaker's quote-unquote powers lies in. And again, he calls out the Undertaker and tells a pretty good story, I must say, and challenging him as the new King of Fear. Anthony, did you like this promo, and what are your thoughts about Taker accepting this challenge?
I've liked this promo ever since it started because Bray Wyatt can say no wrong in my eyes. It all made sense and it all tied into his whole message of The Undertaker lost his undefeated streak because he isn't evil enough, and Bray Wyatt is more evil than The Undertaker. And as far as accepting the challenge, we just sit here and mock the Sting thing all we want, and it was terrible. The Undertaker was even worse. But first off, how many times is The Undertaker going to come back to Johnny Cash? How many? Like, does he get royalties off of Johnny Cash songs? Because now he's coming back to The Man Comes Around. He hears that God's gonna cut you down, and he hears that ain't no grave gonna hold my body down. Like, Jesus Christ, there's gonna be the Undertaker album featuring all of Johnny Cash.
Yeah, I like
Johnny Cash.
I would like it if he was the American Badass. Like, that's when they should have done it. Like, if he's wearing black, the man in black.
We make Americans blacker, dude. Mark, your thoughts on Bray Wyatt promo in the Undertaker Acceptance Challenge?
Bray Wyatt he is right behind Paul Heyman and Stephanie McMahon as far as promos goes. He is on some other level, and I'm glad that they're going to give him being the new face of fear, and the creepiness. I think it's a great torch to be passed. The Undertaker, I mean, all he said was pretty much that he accepts and he's going to rest in peace. I'm still looking for maybe next week we actually get a little bit more of some crypticness. Why did they have to allow Dean Ambrose to destroy the rocking chair just to bring it back against the Undertaker being caught on fire? Like, that's something that I think creative doesn't think through. Like, I think creative... I mean, I enjoyed the rocking chair being in the middle of the ring after the urn and it being caught on fire and whatnot. I thought that was great storytelling. But why in the world you let Dean Ambrose, like, a couple months beforehand destroy it? Like, I don't understand it.
Well, it's like what Anthony usually say, they just don't know how to connect the dots. Drew, your thought?
I am excited for this match. Bray Wyatt is showing that he's not the face, that he is the face of fear. When that chair was on fire, Bray Wyatt had his laugh. He was smiling. He was ready. You know, whenever we see the Undertaker use his scare tactics, we always frightened, like a lemon baby face, like the Foster's bitter beer face. When the Undertaker, the lights go out and then something happens. But Bray Wyatt, you know, they've really helped him grow his character to where he was laughing, he was smiling, he wants this. And that's the beauty of this match. It's passing the torch. It's like a warrior hooking, except where it's going to be for the next 10 to 20 years. Because Bray Wyatt is great. He's improving in the ring. I bet you they're working on that match right now, making sure that everything is perfect. And when he does get that torch passed to him, Bray Wyatt is going to run with it. He's not going to need a title. He is going to be something great. And that promo showed it. Even with Paul Heyman sliding him right before that, with Bray Wyatt has to resurrect.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it.
Who has to resurrect? Who that?
Bray Wyatt. That's what Paul Heyman said in his promo. That Bray Wyatt would resurrect the Undertaker.
Oh, well, I missed that part. You know, this now has me, like, so caught up in this whole storytelling and everything that's surrounding it. Again, I believe that Taker has to win this because I don't see Bray Wyatt taking on that dark side. And by the way, at least we know now that finally Taker has accepted his challenge after, 2 months, it seems? About a month or whatever. This should be a good match.
It does look like I'm going to be right, though, about the Undertaker will not show up until WrestleMania. Because if he did, he would lose the charisma battle with Bray Wyatt. He cannot match charisma with Bray Wyatt.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. Next is Rusev and Axelmania. Before then, there was Cena, who's trying to get his way into WrestleMania, which is kind of funny and sad at the same time. But, you know, I hate John Cena, so really doesn't make me no difference. Pretty much he kills Axelmania, Rusev does, and out of nowhere, John Cena attacks Rusev. Anthony, your thoughts about Rusev and John Cena, because now he has his match.
First off, I'm just glad that Axelmania was on the show and I didn't have to watch Rusev beat Jack Swagger again. So that was kudos to that. And secondly, this is another example of bad storytelling. It's just the roles being reversed from a couple of months ago when Seth Rollins was going to curb stomp Edge to hell. And John Cena was like, oh, no, I'll give you what you want. That's exactly what they did here. They just reversed the roles. And they had Lana play the role of John Cena, and John Cena play the role of Seth Rollins. It was so stupid, and I hate it.
Drew, your thoughts on Rusev and John Cena?
You know what? I love Rusev. I'm upset that they made Rusev tap. You couldn't have Rusev tap out, or pass out, then wake him up, do it again, and then him almost pass out. You didn't have to have him tap. And that makes Rusev look a little bit more weak. And if Rusev's gonna lose this match, let him lose strong. But if he wins this match, then you have to make him look even stronger when it comes out. And so this kind of puts a crossroads of, okay, you just made him look weak because he's never tapped out before. But he taps out on a random segment during Raw.
Yeah, Mark, your thoughts on this?
I really didn't mind him tapping out. I mean, he could play the heel that he is. Oh, it didn't mean anything. I was just tapping out just to get that monkey off my back, and that stupid American really quit trying to hurt me just because I tapped out. It wasn't even a match. There was no ref. I think, and this could just be wishful thinking, I think something's going to happen between Lana and Rusev. I mean, they've kind of had a little bit, but this was the first time really that Lana was like, because you could tell that she was telling him not to say anything about America, and then him get all ticked off at her and run over and grab the microphone and go into his promo. So I don't know if they're going to split them or something, but I mean, her coming out and being revealed in like American flag bikini, I mean, that'd be the all-time Raw segment of forever. But I think I'll enjoy the match between them two. I think it's going to be an amazing match, actually.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's going to be an amazing match too. Here's a question before we move on. Does anyone think that John Cena needs to bring back the Doctor to beat Rusev?
No.
Mark?
I hope not.
I wish you would, but I don't think you will.
Oh, and let's not forget, this is for the U.S. title as well.
Yep, I don't think John Cena ever going back to the Doctor of Thugonomics. Like, I'm not saying I would be against it, but the WWE, they know where their money's at. They're not
Yeah. Alright, moving on to the last match of the night. We have Randy Orton and Seth Rollins in a handicap match against Roman Reigns. Which Roman Reigns came out victorious, and at the end was incredible beatdown on Seth Rollins by Randy Orton. Anthony, I know you're pretty much disgusted by this. What are your thoughts on this? Were you impressed by this beatdown?
I'm glad it's over. That's it.
That's it. Mark, your thoughts?
I enjoyed the beatdown, but I mean, like, how many times do you have to tell a story by your tag team partner, like, just like not going for the tag?
Amen.
Like, have Randy just no show then. Like, have him not show up at all during the whole entire match. and then him come out of the crowd and then just RKO him right after he got speared in 1, 2, 3. I mean, there's so many other ways that you could do it, you know? But I enjoyed the beatdown afterwards, and I guess you had Randy no tag just so he could flip them off. Maybe that was why Randy was in the tag match the whole time. I don't know.
You know what? I was hoping for Rollins to recruit Sheamus, and once Randy tried to beat him up, Sheamus comes out, throw kicks to him, and then you come in, and Rollins goes, "There's always a plan B." I was hoping something fun would come out of it, something that we didn't expect to come out of it. But no, it was just Randy Orton being on top because he's the base, and Rollins is a coward. You know, all that stuff, the way that they're building it. And Rollins took an amazing beatdown. Rollins is one of the MVPs when it comes to putting his body on the line for the company.
Absolutely.
Last year. And that's what I was thinking about. Rollins is selling everything like a champ. He really is a company first guy. And I hope he gets rewarded for all this.
I actually can't wait till he becomes the top guy in the company. I prefer for him to be the top heel or top future heel in the company because he's an amazing competitor. He just sells things like, wow, it just blows my mind sometimes. But anybody have any last thoughts or final thoughts for tonight?
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah.
Final thought of the night. During WWE, on the fair chance that you listen to this podcast, for the love of God and everything in me, I will forgive all your bad storytelling. And God knows there's a lot of it I would have to forgive. If you please stop giving me 10-minute concerts on Raw. Please, that's just it. That's all I want to say. That's my last word of the night. Stop giving me freaking concerts at a wrestling show. Alright, next.
Mark, you have any final thoughts for tonight?
I'm right along with Anthony. Like I said earlier, you could do this after the show.
Yeah.
You can do it for the live crowd. I don't really care. Why in the world I need to see a Wiz Khalifa concert, a Georgia Florida line, whomever concert? I have YouTube at home. Like I can watch their whole entire album at home. I can do whatever I want to at home. I'm watching WWE Raw because I like wrestling. Obviously, I mean, you could do the concert at the shows for the people who paid to go to the shows. Put it on after. Who cares? Give them a full concert if you want to. I don't care.
Yeah.
Why do I need to see it on my television?
Put it on the WWE Network.
Yeah. Basically, my final thoughts on it, to be brief, what ticked me off about last night, well, Monday night, was that how they cut off the middle finger. Stone Cold Steve Austin has been sticking up the middle finger for years, and as soon as Randy Orton does it, they want to just cut it out. Like, are you serious? Come on.
You have to give them this, though. They also cut out Austin's and had him just give up the fist.
Yeah.
I guess, but I went down too, though. Like, it's to the point of insulting my intelligence. Like, really, I know what he's doing. I'm not stupid. Just show it to me.
Yeah. They need to work
Although
on
they
that.
didn't cut out the crowd giving it back, that was hilarious. Because, I mean, even if you didn't see Randy doing it, you saw this big, huge dude right behind Randy whenever he was on the post giving the bird back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess this is it. This will wrap everything up. Why don't you guys like us on Facebook, Wrestling Goons Radio. We will get you guys the Twitter account once we settle the technical difficulties. And that's it. Be sure to listen to us this Saturday on the Sideshow. And yeah, we'll be back next week. So for Drew Nickens, Mark Pitts, Anthony Hammett, and myself. Anthony, take it away.
We will see you on the flip side.